Alright, so this is our show, Warped. I'm Justin.
Carl. Mike.
And we're here to review a couple games for you today. What we're going to start off with is The Club, which is a semi-alright game, I guess. It's a third-person shooter where your scores are based on how well you can kill people. So, Carl, what do you think?
When I initially played The Club, I wasn't impressed at all. I'm not digging this game at all. The gameplay is repetitive and rather boring.
No.
No, it's not.
It's not. Well, it's not repetitive to the point of nauseum. I think it's fun. I love this game. This game's wicked.
It's very arcadey, I find.
That's what I think is one of its high points. Is I think it's because it's arcadey that does add to the game. Like for me, I'm a busy guy and I don't have like 3 hours to play a game every once in a while. Sometimes I can only play for like 10 minutes or 20 minutes. And the levels here you can play and beat in that time frame. So I think it's great for my lifestyle, and I think the play is fast enough that it keeps everything entertaining.
Yeah, it is very a quick game. Kind of can just pick up and play it at any time, so that's kind of nice about it.
Yeah, that's not a bad point, but when I'm gaming, I would like to invest a little more time into what I'm doing.
Well, sometimes you just don't have the ability to all the time.
Yeah, but then I find something else to do anyway, so.
What do you mean you find something else to do? What, do you just turn it off?
Sure. You don't always have to play video games.
Yes, you do. What's are you going to do, play with your kid?
Lies and hearsay.
I don't know. Do I?
I don't know, man.
All lies.
No, so let's rate the graphics. What do you think of the graphics in comparison to other games?
The graphics aren't that bad. I find that most of the issues that I have are with the character movements. They're kind of. I mean, look at the guy. He's like, meh. I'm just moving the legs in the direction I'm going. It doesn't seem fluid enough.
Okay.
Fluid motion. Graphics look great as far as character models and the environments.
Yeah, those are all right.
I do have to agree that all characters kind of walk funny in games, though.
I'm gonna say that, for what it's worth, the graphics in this game are pretty stellar. Yeah. Except like when you compare it to like a Gears of War or something like that, I would have to say that the graphics are decent enough that get them, kill them. I would have to say the graphics are decent enough that it doesn't bore me, and it doesn't make me want to stop playing. Like if a game has too bad graphics or terrible graphics, I'm not gonna play it. I don't care. I'm shallow. What?
I agree with that. I won't play a crappy game, or if a game looks crappy, I'm not gonna invest my time in it.
Well, yeah, if it's an Xbox Live Arcade game or something, that's different. But
yeah,
this is a console game.
To look bad, I mean, or if I'm not expecting so much from the game, I'm not gonna really, give it bad marks because of the graphics. But this is also next gen. But at the same time, with the amount of activity that's going on, with better character models, better character movements, I can imagine that the game would get pretty bogged down pretty quickly.
Anything else you got to say?
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
It also has a quick turnaround button, which is nice for a game.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, I wish that all games had that. You just press the Y button or whatever, the triangle on your PS3 or whatever, and you just turn around really quick. Like, let's explain a little bit more. Before we give it the rating, we didn't really touch on what the game is. What the game is basically a tournament format where you run from point A to point B, or you have to survive for a given period of time while obtaining the highest score possible. So to do that, you have to kill as many enemies, and you have to kill them by using combos and things like that, and you have a combo meter that runs out if you don't kill anybody. So it's the simplest format I could ever think of, but I think is very addicting, and I give this game an 8 out of 10.
At the same point, the storyline, there is none, and that's what really deters me from this. I'm very active into RPGs and stuff like that, and I like games where they actually have a reason for me to be playing them. This game absolutely has no reason. It's you're a dude, and you're in a tournament.
To me, I give the game a 7 out of 10 myself.
What'd you give the game?
I didn't give it anything.
What do you give the game?
I give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay, 6. What do you give it? 7?
I give it a 7 out of 10. Mainly, it's a really quick up and actually really fun to play arcadey style shooting game that kind of, basically the point of the game is to get a high score. There is no story that you play the game to discover. You just play the game because you want to get points.
All right, so now the next part that we're going to rate on this game is the multiplayer, which there is none. And I say that not because there's no multiplayer on the game. What I mean is that you can't find anything online. When I logged onto this game to try and find games, there's nobody playing online. Playing like 2-player on split screen sucks. It's terrible.
We just spent 5 hours of our match looking for each other.
Yeah, and you can only have on one console 4 people unless you do a system link, and I don't know too many people do a system link. I give the game. I can't even rate the multiplayer. I have to give it a 3 because I think it has potential, but nobody plays it online, and it's not as fun as say Halo is or any other game like that for split screen multiplayer.
I agree with that. The multiplayer was a little lacking because honestly, it's like we spent half the match looking for each other, and then when we found each other, we just unloaded a couple clips and one of us died.
Yes, whereas when you look at the other games mentioned multiplayer, even if you're playing one-on-one deathmatch, it's actually still pretty fun.
So, final thoughts. If you like storyline in your games, then it may not be the game for you. However, if you like a game that has a fast pace, a very arcade-like feel, then this is definitely a game you want to pick up. So, rent it and then buy it if you think it's that good of a game.
Yeah, if you're into this kind of game, rent it first. I wouldn't suggest buying it right off the bat.
Yeah, for sure. I rented it before I bought it, so I agree.
It used.
There you go, or find it used. And that's it for the club.